everybody. I am back with another feedback slash review video. This is for MTM slash Veyo. The reason why I am saying MTM slash Veyo is because they started out with being called MTM. They were then called Veyo and then went back to MTM. So basically what MTM slash Veyo is, it is a medical transportation through your state insurance, basically, for those that are on state insurance. So basically, that the issue that I have is that I had called May 19th, 2026 to set up a transportation ride where, meaning they would have a company that they work with to come pick up members that don't have other transportation. So I had called May 19th, 2026 for my May 21st, 2026 appointment. So I had called on May 20th, just to check in and to get an update. If they found anybody, they said not yet. So I had called again May 21st at 7 a.m. when they opened to get an update. They said that they haven't found anything. That was about around 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours before my appointment, basically. And so I called 2 hours later just to check in, to get another update, just to make sure that they didn't find anybody. Because sometimes, when I've had to use their services, that there have been times where, the driver wouldn't call or text me, to say, okay, I'm so-and-so with this company, through, that works with MTM slash Veyo, until they are here, to pick me up, to let me know that they're here. So when I had called back in at 9 a.m. that, I had made a complaint, to say hey, this is ridiculous, this is uncalled for, making you guys look bad, because you guys are making it look like you guys are unreliable to find any services or any transportation for your members, basically. And they're like, oh, sorry for the inconvenience, basically. And I'm not trying to sit here and bash, MTM slash Veyo, but I am just trying to get this feedback out there, so that hopefully they can do better with this issue. So I did a complaint with them and let them know the issue, basically. And they're like, okay, so I got a hold of the insurance company that they are contracted with to make the complaint, what was going on. The lady that I had talked to this morning, when I had sat there and said that I wanted to make a complaint about the reliability of MTM slash Veyo, she's like, oh, another complaint, basically, that they've had other complaints in regards of this issue. So I'm like, wow, basically. So she did the complaint, and and I was like, well, how's that gonna work, if there's a lot of complaints, about MTM slash Veyo, basically. So she was like, well, I think she did say that they would get a hold of MTM/Veyo, to talk to them about it and see what's going on with the whole like transportation issue. And I guess like if there's too many complaints with the company, then they will end up eventually dropping them and going to a different company to work with for transportation. And I told her, it's like, I hate to have to do this, but it needs to be done. She's like, I totally understand, like where you're coming from, and it's like, I'm like, yeah, I know, but I just hate doing it if I don't have to, but I know it needs to be done, and, because I know, like, it's necessary to do, because this helps them to do better, in the long run with this whole issue, like, with all the issues that they are having, whether it's, like, the reliability, being reliable for, like, transportation, be more reliable for people that actually need it, because they may live in an area where there is no, like, public transportation, like buses, cabs, taxis, or, like, any, like, things like that, like, or even, like, the subway, basically, like, for, like, a train, or like, a subway, like, they would have, like, in New York City for, like, the subway station, or, like, areas that have, like, the subway stations. So they may not, like, people may not have that as an option, because there are, like, bus services, like, public transportation, like, buses, taxis / cabs, like, trains / subway stations. They may not, like, travel, like, out of their area, because there are certain companies that, for, like, the taxis and cabs, I know they're kind of similar, I guess, like, with the taxis like, the cab / taxis, they may only be designated to service that specific town that they are out of, and they are not able to leave, like, the town that they're in to go to, like, another town to pick somebody up, to take them to another town for their appointment, and then to go back to that town that they are out of. So that makes it hard, even for, like, the bus, public bus services, that, so it makes it hard for people that have no public transportation, no way to use, like, the, public transportation, that they would have no other way other than to use, MTM/Veyo. So it makes it hard for people, especially, like, if they don't have, like, like, neighbors, friends, or family that could help them, to get back and forth to their appointment. And it just sucks, to have to deal with this kind of issue. So I just wanted to make this video basically to give feedback basically on this issue, because this needs to be taken care of, and they need to do better, and hopefully they will start doing better, when it comes to, the reliability of their transportation needs for the members. So that's why I was making this video, not to, like, bash them or put them down or anything, just do this as feedback, basically. So thanks for watching. Bye.